What's good? My name is Smurrf, and yeah, as you can see with the title of the video, you know what we're doing. So let's get into it. What's your real name and where are you from? To be honest, I don't think I want to reveal my real name. If you know it, you know it. And what's this? Where am I from? I'm from South Africa, Middleburg. So the reason why I'm saying South Africa is because I work with like a lot of people from different countries and all of that. So yeah, I'm from South Africa, specifically Middleburg. Yeah, how did you first get into music and what made you start producing? So music, when it comes to music, I pretty much was born into it, I could say. You know, like family, my dad was always playing like a lot of gospel, you know, I grew up around a lot of gospel music. So yeah, so I grew up around a lot of gospel music, and when I was young, you know, like I used to, like at church, I used to go to the drummer and always, you know, fool around or whatever, and until this one time I had learned how to play the drums. That's when I got into music, I could say, like the world of making music, you know. And then I learned how to play drums at the age of six, 7, something like that, you know. So yeah, then I actually got into it at the age of 6. Then at 7 years old, my dad bought me my first drum set. Shout out to my dad. Fast forward 2018. 2018, I was with this one time. Was it 2017 or 2018? I was with my boy Marty, and so he used to like always give me like series to watch and movies and all of that. And I remember the laptop that my mom had given me. The laptop that my mom had given me had GTA San Andreas. So we used to play that game a lot, and then he started putting other games onto the laptop too. So then that's when I had FIFA. Then so when he was doing that like on a regular basis, whenever like, you know, like we would visit each other as kids at the time, he then started joking, you know, like, you know, I have this program that could help you make music, you know, like people use this program. But then like I just heard it in passing and forgot. Now I remember it was 2017 because then that program stayed and I didn't even use it. You know, I always wondered what the hell is this thing. So then fast forward 2018. 2018, I remember Derby. So I was a rugby player. I used to play rugby and I got hurt. Went for surgery. Then when I had gone for surgery, what's this? Yeah, mid like healing and all of that, my boy Jay Slays hit me up. Then Slays had told me like, yo bro, like you know how to play drums, why don't you try out this program? And then I looked at it, I'm like, oh, I actually have it on the laptop, you know. And shout out to Maddie and Slays, you know. And then from then on, just started cooking up pretty much. Like I started learning. Like my first beats were horrible, you know. So yeah, what's the first track you ever made that you were actually proud of? Oh, I remember this one. So first track was with White Ballad. So most of y'all don't know who White Ballad is. White Ballad is my boy Gambu. So Gambu, so this is when I had improved with beats, you know. So at first, I used to call releasing music by sending out the beats, you know, that I was making at the time, then sending it to people and thinking because now they have it, it's like, okay, now this music is out, you know what I'm saying? So then, I remember then, I made this one beat, then my boy Cam was like, yeah, he likes it. He really likes it, he rocks with it, and then he was like, Now let's get to the studio. So we hit up Slaves, we went to the studio. So White Balin recorded the track. It was called Alexander. You know, I'm actually gonna put it here. Yeah, so it was Alexander. I was actually proud of it because even at the time, it got 200 downloads, I think, at max. I'll find what the numbers now. Well, whatever. so yeah, White Balin Alexander. That was my first track, and I was proud of that. I was really proud of it because it was also like a shocker to me. Like, whoa, my beat actually, and like so many people were talking about it. And I remember that first beat, a lot of people had wanted it, and I don't even know how. And one thing to be proud of, I'm looking at my contradict myself, I think, but I had made that beat from scratch. That's what made me happy about it even more. That I made all of this from scratch. I mixed it myself, and a couple of people liked it and wanted the beat, you know. So yeah. Who's an artist or producer that changed how you see music? I think I'm gonna name both. Artist, I'm gonna go with say Lil Ticka. Then producer, it has to be two. Two of the producers. Oh, no, three. It's gonna be Nick Mira, Rio Leva, and who's this? Murder Bongs. Yep. Murder Bongs too. Yeah. What's the most emotional or personal song you've ever made and why? Emotional and personal song you've ever made and why? Yo. Okay, this one is a bit tricky because right now I've gone past those emotions, so I can't really tap into feeling. But, I'm gonna go with my EP. My EP, Welcome to Nova Scotia. Yeah. That EP is emotional and personal. I'm gonna lie, the whole EP. And the latest single, which is Didn't Deserve You. Those two, well, that one's a project. The single, yeah, like, and the crazy part about all of that is like, it's how everything comes together. I've never said to an artist, let's make a song about this, let's do this, whatever. Nah, that was never the case because even with Nova Scotia, the Welcome to Nova Scotia, like a little background story about it is that it kind of tells you that I meet this girl, then while meeting this, in the meantime, while meeting this girl, I get into music production, you know, but then now our worlds, in a way, collide, you know. It's a long story, but our worlds and life, you know, collides. Then that's when the song titled Communication, things start falling apart, you know, like we're communicating but we're not communicating, you know, and majority of the communication is influenced by the noise, like outside people, you know, within our relationship, I could say, you know. Then let me see, communication. Then way back is a song that pretty much tells you that you're at this moment whereby you're realizing that, which is something that I went through, whereby you're surrounded by so many people that know you or that you know, but you don't feel like you're with them, you know. And reason being is like this person has sort of how can I put this? This person has in a way taken over your whole entire life, you know, the people that you chill with and all of that. And that's why I do not recommend dating somebody or being in a relationship with somebody that is within your circle. Or even when, within your circle or like your circle knows her circle. So try that utmost, like with your utmost best, like dating someone like totally far away from your norms, like in terms of people. Yeah. Because I went through something that was really painful. You know, but beautiful music came out of it, and that's the personal story, and the Didn't Deserve You song is pretty much like the conclusion of it. Of like, I did not deserve that. But it's fine. That's something else, you know. Like these love stories and all these things, they get messy. They really get messy. But what's the next one? And why? Oh yeah, describes. Like you know, if you want to know, literally my journey from when I started music and with this one specific person to where it has ended. Listen to the EP Welcome to Nova Scotia and listen to my single Then Deserve. My music is literally my journey. You know, even a song like Clouded by You. Clouded by You is a song whereby this one I directly told Donnie what the song should be about, and it's pretty much a whole thing of, bro, this makes like I wanted to express and show that this is how much I can love a person, you know, and the best way to explain it is to tell you that, you know, like, baby girl, I don't want to die alone, you know. It's like I don't want to live this life or be in this world without you, you know, type of thing. So my music is really like my personal story, you know. What's one big lesson music has taught you about life? One, music. This one I'm gonna refer to I'd say probably the business side of it, and that is to always, no matter what, always make sure you're compensated for what you do in life. Yeah, like I'm turning out to be a person that, like, you become strict, you know, with life, and the music has pretty much made me, or it's turning me into that type of person. And the biggest lesson is to make sure whatever you can monetize or you can make money from, always make sure you do that, no matter what. Always make sure. That's the biggest lesson. And have your things in order, bro. Like, have your things in order, because I was once that person where I have my beats there and there, singing there and there, not making no style and whatever. Then next thing, back then, I've had an incident where I sent one beat out to two different people and they liked it, and one actually was about to release the song, and the other person was like, "You're promoting this," but I was like, "Oh damn," you know. So just having your things in order and always make sure money, you're making it. And also to be strong. There's a lot I can mention. What's the longest moment you've had in your music journey so far? Wildest moment. One I can think of actually that right now I can say, like, it's probably in the top 5 moments. I had a session with Slaves. On a couple of months back. And the song we had made, like, we made the beat together, and the song that we had made, like the way the song was building itself, that's the best moment. The only way, I can't explain it, you had to be there, to be honest. Like, that's the best. Like, when something is just flowing, you know, it's just flowing. Those who have been in the studio, and I'm talking from people who are not making music. If you've been in a studio and you've experienced, you know, like a song building itself, not you building the song, that's something totally different. And with me even saying it, it kind of sounds like a bit weird, and that's exactly the feeling where, like, it is just so amazing, it's so great. It's like, whoa, okay, we don't know what's happening here, but it's happening. You know, where do you see yourself in 5 years with my music? In 5 years, to be honest, that's another thing I've learned with music, is never to put time to things, because there's certain things you achieve at different times. And I don't know, based on achievements and success and all of that, I really do not know, because I've made amounts I've dreamt of, number one. Number two, I have worked with certain people that I've always wanted to work with, but, you know, like, depends on where you are. Especially from the producer, like, collaborating with producers, I've pretty much reached it. You know, it's only maybe a specific group, a number of people I'd say like I just don't need to work with. But I've done a lot of crazy things, but they happen at their own time. So in 5 years, I only want to see myself be better than where I am right now in terms of music. Like I don't want to be at the same place. Yeah, in 5 years, I don't want to be at the same place at all. You know. So why did you choose the name Smurf for Smurf? What's the story behind it? The story behind the name Smurf, right? So Smurf, 2018. So when I started producing, right? This is before I really started. So now we're going to studio, because Slays is making music out of everybody. We just focused on rugby, and then so like we were just constantly going to sessions. Then I remember I remember this day very clearly. So I was with Gambu. Yeah, I left with Gambu here at home, and we went to the studio. So when we went to the studio, we get in, it's a session. Then they were recording a song. It was Slays and this other guy called Prosper, and they were recording a song called Shut Up. Then when they were done with the session, because at the time I was still a DJ, I then okay, with me mentioning DJ, I know I'll probably skip through, but it's fine. And then decided to put virtual DJ on his PC. Start DJing for everybody, in the studio session, while flying. Then the Prosper starts doing like the whole radio thing. Like today we have, this is radio, blah 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 blah, And then with all of that, he then starts asking me like, "What's your name?" And with DJ, I was going with like T-Man. Some people used to call me T-Man. Some people used to call me T. So then he was like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "I was going with T-Man," all of that. But then I think also the conversation in the room was like, I wanted to take the production serious because that's when Sleeves was like, "Yeah, but," So then out of nowhere, he literally just mentions Smurf. We have DJ Smurf in the building, and I was like, And to be all like kiddie about it, I don't know if that's a word. Like I like the color blue, like for me the color blue doesn't resemble what people say like sadness and whatnot. To me, I see it as like to actually. Okay, this will actually explain my whole entire name now. You'll have a better understanding. So, and it kind of has a tie in terms of like my belief, I could say. Yeah, like my mindset, not even belief, mindset. Yeah, that's the right word. So Smurf, if you can see it, okay, mine has a double R because of what the original is like. Then there's multiple, like they all call Smurfs. Then there's the Papa Smurf, there's the Smurfettes, there's the girls and all of that. So the name Smurf, it tackles all the characters, which is I'm a talkative person, I'm an active person, but I can also be very straight. I can be very angry when it comes to be, I have it all within me, which is every human being, but I feel like mine is at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? If you know me, you know me. Then, the color blue for me resembles peace and what do they call this thing? Peace and continuation. Yeah, that's the word. Continuation in my life. So water is blue, the sky is blue. If you see, So with Smurf, with all those personalities and the peace and the continuation, I just see it as like those personalities will never stop, which means I'll always stay, like I'll always be myself. Number one. Number two, I hope this is not confusing. Number two, I will forever, chase peace, which is always something a lot of people know about me. Like I like order, I don't like things that turn left or whatever. Hence why I also hate not even being like, I don't ever want to get cheated on. Yeah. So yeah, because like I don't like isn't the as big alien. You know, things that are sideways. Yay, yay. Don't come near me. If you're sideways, don't come near me. That's why I always argue with a lot of people, you know, because I like things done in an orderly manner, if I could say. So, yeah. So that's my name, Smurf. So, oh, even what's this? The nice part about this story that I diverted from is, what's this? Slays made the tag immediately in studio. He made the tag immediately in studio. Then I got it same day. Then that's when, literally from that day, I never looked back. From that day, it's been Smurf this, Smurf that. Even so, we used to make like these beats videos where we'd have our faces. So North, shout out to North. North used to make like these covers, you know, of like our faces, like in cartoon form. This is before AI, you know. Then with him doing that, we then would put the name of the beat at the top and the name of the like our producer name at the bottom, or vice versa. It depends, you know. And then yeah. So that is Smurf. That is Smurf. What's the biggest challenge or lowest moment you faced in your music career so far? How did you push through it? Yo, hey, with this one, hey, I'm even gonna say it now, even though I've moved through it. Like I don't really care. There's a person owing me 10,000. That was one of my lowest moments because at that time, in a way, you know, as a kid trying to prove to your parents that this thing actually works. Like you do actually make money off of music. You make a lot of money. Like I was still young even at the time. There's a person that owes me 10 grand that has never paid me till today, you know. But it's fine. That's a and another one is yo, see artists. I'm sorry, but artists are difficult to work with, especially with me releasing my own music. Very difficult. I was fine with the whole thing of sending beats, you know, and then if they get placed, they get placed, then I move on with life. But venturing into something new, like those two challenges, money and people. But how did I push through it? The money part, grateful to God that I've made more money than what that person owes me. You know, I've made more money than what that person owes me, and I'm grateful for that. Like I'll always be grateful for that. That I've never done things in vain. And yeah, just carry on pushing and yeah, putting your feelings aside and just moving on with life. I used to talk about it every day, but until it became a thing of like, you know, accepting and moving on. Then the artist part, how you push through it, or how I push through it is pretty much getting your own trusted, I could say trusted. Even them, you can't really trust them, they know themselves. But what's this? Getting your own circle of artists to work with and doing the most of that. To be honest, dealing with people is never easy, so I could never say I pushed through that. I'm still dealing with it till today. How has growing up in Middleburg, South Africa shaped the kind of music you make? For me, personally, the people that I look up to, things that I've experimented in, and shout out to Slays as well, again, for telling me to be versatile. Because if it was not for Slays telling me to be versatile, I probably would have boxed myself my whole entire career, I could say. Right. Yeah, like, so the way South African music is, I don't know, okay, I have a brain of my own when it comes to music. Sometimes I cannot explain to the fullest what I do and how I do it, but there's, I have a versatile ear, number one. Number two, I know the advantages of being a drummer, you can replicate certain drums, like drum patterns. So me taking what I know about South African music, from the gospel to the kwaito to the house, boom, piano, Afro pop, the hip hop from this side, and the global. Okay, SA is also global-ish, but the, what do they call this thing? The influences from your Americas, the UK, Nigeria, and all these other countries. Like I'm able to mix the two and make it my own. You know, like I once been told, like, bro, like you make these beats that are suitable for so many artists. Number one, number two, I'd say which is one of the greatest one off. It's not really. It's probably I don't know. But it was a good compliment, which was your beats sound like Thai beats, but better than what Thai beats you normally sound like, because you could have a Ghana beat, a Ghana type beat, and it's made for Ghana specifically. But I could have something Ghana like, but not only Ghana. So like it's like having influence, like drawing inspiration from all these different genres and all these different artists, but mixing all the elements so that even if someone else likes it, it's like, okay, I'll be able to do something here, and somehow they also know how to make it their own, which is something I've always been blessed with, where like I'll never be compared to no one else but myself. Who in your family or close circle has been the biggest supporter of your music journey, and what does the support mean to you? My biggest supporter when it comes to music. I'll be honest about this one. A lot of people have supported me, like so much so, like a lot. Family and close friends, but I'd say it's more close friends than family, to be honest. I'll be honest about that thing. About that one, I'll be honest. Yeah, it's a lot of my friends. Even people I wouldn't say they're friends, but either acquaintances or whatever, you know. Like, yeah. Shout out to them. To be honest. Shout out to everybody supporting me. Yeah. Shout out to everybody supporting me. What does a typical day look like for you when you're in full producer creative mode? Yo, when it's like that, it's literally me and the laptop. So let's say I'll wake up, and when I wake up, obviously, you know, go brush your teeth and all of that, I'll eat. Then sometimes it's a thing of like, let me go and start cooking up. Then from there on, boom, I'm going at it. Like, we at it. But sometimes it's just a thing of, well, I remember I used to have this habit of, I don't want to leave my room without making a beat. So then with that, sometimes I'll go into like, probably like, before night time, like I'm always in my room. Well, at that time, I wake up, make beats. And I'll always be like, get out, dude, whatever. My daughter will also open the door and be like, come on now. But at the same time, it's like, hey, going at it, like, I'm gonna keep going. So yeah, what's one song or project you worked? What's one song or project you worked on for someone else that you're really proud of, and why? For someone else, yo, this one I'm not gonna expose a lot of people. I'm not gonna say much on that because I help a lot of people. There's a lot of things I would personally say I'm not credited for, but I've engineered a couple of sessions. I've written songs, I've structured people's songs. I've done it all, to be honest. And man, they're out of love. They don't need to, mention or whatever because majority of them, majority of the people, I don't really mention them. If you could go back and give advice to yourself when you were starting out, what would you say? Yo! What would I say? Stay hungry. Yeah. Even if the opportunity comes of being comfortable, choose hunger. To be honest, because back then, I'll be honest, back then I was so okay. Like now I'm coming back. That's why the content and all of that, figuring my way through things now. But back then, I won't lie. I'll be honest. I was hungry. like I was hungry because even the amount of work, like the input, like the amount of work I put in and what I got out was, I could say, 10 times than what I had expected. Hence why now I could say I'm so frustrated with a lot of things because it's like you claim you're hungry or like you claim you're doing things, but at the end you do so much, and we didn't really care about the outcome, but the outcome will always be so beautiful and so great, So yeah, so stay hungry. That's all I'll say. Stay hungry. What's a common misconception people have about being a producer or independent artist? Well, for me, gratefully so, I've never come across these things until recent. Whereby I don't know what's going on, but musicians are just giving us all musicians a bad name now. Some other musicians like, bro, I was literally told like, hey man, you're cute and all of that, but I won't date you because you're what's this, musician, the industry did. Back then, in my opinion, not even in my opinion, like it was an in thing, which low-key still is, but like, as a musician, whoa, you got it all. All the girls, all the respect, all those kinds of things. But now, I don't know what's going on. Well, I wouldn't say I'm disrespecting. I'm just complaining about the girls part. Like, now it's like you can't even find a decent girl. It's like, the industry is this, the industry is that. And I was like, come on. That's the misconception, I could say. Now, I haven't come across the other ones. If there's any other, unless there's also some I don't know. But yeah. What's something? Oh yeah, we're not players. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're not players, bro. Like, well, I'm not a player. What's something outside of music that you're really passionate about, but that inspires my creativity? Something out of music, right? I'd say, well, I watch a lot of interviews, like people's stories, to be honest. People's stories and people's experiences, because I don't know, somehow I just reflect what I hear and what I feel and what I see and things that I go through in my music, and somehow with artists that I collaborate, like I could tell it's like it's a God like God blessed it. It's a meant to be collaboration, So stories. Yeah. And sports. Yeah, I'm passionate about sports, like specifically soccer, opposed to them. I could say rugby, and then from time to time I'll be watching the NBA. So yeah. Yeah, that's all I could say. Not a lot. Not really a lot. I'm a simple guy. What's the most important message you want people to take away after listening to your music? One thing I want you to take away is that okay, now with what I've said regarding my music, I don't want it to be only the common thing that everything that is said, Is Smurrf has gone through. But with what I want you to take away from it is like, every time I feel like I release a song or I make a beat, it's always for positivity. Like stay positive. It all works out. I'll be real with you that it all works out in the end. You just gotta stay consistent, keep pushing, and yeah. So take the stories. Like I've been through the pain, bro. Losing, like I said, a girl. I've been through the pain of not getting the money that I always wanted what I wanted at the time. But I've been through the pain of being disappointed by artists, like even recently, it has happened, So I just want you to take positivity out of it, because at the end it's done. I remember speaking even to a couple of people that I call friends, for instance, I think. But I remember, speaking to them when I what had happened with Want It All, when I had released Want It All. It's a lot. It's a lot, and we go through the most. A lot happens, but at the end, it's like, hey, dude, there's positivity in the end. Like, you can literally get that dub. You will get that dub. So just stay at it. Stay at it. Keep going. So that's my music. Like, it's motivation. Just take that with you. So yeah. Okay. That's the end of the questions. And this is my one and only time and chance to pretty much let people know what's going on, what's about to happen. I want you, like, if you really rock with me, I want you to stay glued to my social platforms. Like, I'm gonna be releasing, I'm gonna start posting a lot of videos, Right now we're still figuring it out, but I'm starting to show you a lot of what the process looks like, my daily life, who I be hanging around with, like, don't let people out there tell you they're my friends when they're not my friends. On this channel, we're pretty much gonna be doing anything and everything, and TikTok, I'll be doing a lot of like the music, beats and all of that. And then IG, it's just gonna be IG, try and bring back the old way of IG, I could say, in a way. So yeah, like, keep streaming my music. That's one thing I'll say. Keep streaming my music. Just stream my music. I'll be releasing more music too. With what's happening now, and I also like where I'm at, because there's something about me being in Middleburg, to be honest, even though I'm here for like a short while. But there's something about me being here in Middleburg, and hence why we are shooting this video today, So I'll tell you now that with everything, you staying glued to my life, my content, all of that, a lot is about to change. We're in that zone again where we're about to start winning more than ever again. Like, we've been winning over the years and overcoming a lot of things, but a lot has shifted, a lot has changed, and we're about to change that too, by the default settings, which is just winning and overcoming things and just staying successful, So yeah. So stay tuned for more. We're gonna be, a lot is about to happen. Like, especially on this channel, I'm not gonna be posting just music things. Like, my plan literally is to collaborate with so many people that are also on YouTube. I'll be incorporating also maybe like musical things to it and whatnot. But trust me when I see what's about to come from the day this specific video is a storm directed by God. And what I want to leave you with is this. It's a mindset thing, bro. Nothing else. It's a mindset thing.
They just everything they can be. I was on the road, I was looking for the better me. Shawty, I wanna throw